So let's go ahead now and talk about inequalities. So inequalities are like equations, but instead of using an equal sign, we use less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to signs. So if we had something like x plus 4 equals 12, that would be our equation. But since it's an inequality, we're going to go ahead and place x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 12. Now you're going to solve these just as if there was an equal sign here, with a couple of exceptions, which we'll get to. So again, you're just going to subtract 4 from both sides. You'll be left with x is greater than or equal to 8. And you might be asked to graph your equation. And so this is where the equal sign is different from the inequality signs. So if it were an equal sign, we'd just come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, stick a dot there and say that's our solution. But because we've got this greater than or equal to, we've got a solid dot here, and then x is anything greater than or equal to positive 8. So we're going to go ahead and then fill this number line in to the right, because it includes all of those numbers that are greater than or equal to 8. And since it's equal to 8, we fill in this dot here. If we had an inequality that was x minus 4 is less than 10, you'd go ahead, add 4 to each side, and you'd have x is less than 14. So this would be your answer if you wanted to plot that on a number line. Put your 0 in here. You come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now we just want x that is less than 14. So we're going to go ahead and leave this circle open because it's not equal to 14. And it's less than 14, so we fill in everything to the left. Now, if we had an inequality that has multiplication or division, this is where it gets kind of tricky. Because let's say if we have 4x is greater than or equal to 16. Again, you're going to do the same thing, divide by 4, x is going to be greater than or equal to 4. And you could fill that in on your number line, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's greater than or equal to, so we're going to have a closed dot here and then fill it into the right. Now, if we had a negative 4x is greater than or equal to 16, this negative is what's going to make things different. Anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip your inequality sign. This is super important. All right, so we're going to divide by a negative 4, divide by a negative 4. So again, those will cancel. You'll be left with x on this side, and you'll have a negative 4 on this side. But again, because you divided by a negative, you flip this sign here, so it's actually going to be less than or equal to negative 4. So then you could, again, plot that on your number line. It's less than, so you go to the right. So again, if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you flip this inequality sign. Otherwise, it just stays the same like we were doing above. And again, The same principles are going to apply when you have multi-step problems. So if you had 3 times x plus 2 is greater than or equal to negative 12, you can come in, you can either distribute here, or you can just recognize that this is multiplication in here. So you can come through and divide. 3's will cancel, it'll be left x plus 2 on this side, greater than or equal to negative 4. And then subtract 2. So x greater than or equal to negative 6. And then again, graph that, add your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be a closed dot because it's greater than or equal to. And it's greater than, so you go to the right. So all those same rules apply that we learned for solving multi-step equations apply to inequalities. Again, the only thing you need to remember is about dividing or multiplying by a negative, and then you'll flip your inequality sign. So if you have any questions about this, head over to our homework help page, or head over to our tutoring page, and I'll be able to sit down with you and go over one of these together.